Okay, here we are for round 3, FNM. We got Peter down bottom again, holding the 6-6 top table with his beautiful playmat, Mastermind. I really wanted that playmat, buddy. Apologies to his opponent. Can't quite remember your name. Oh, the heat I'm going to get for that is unreal. Really nice guy, though. He's playing Sultai Energy. Looks like they both started off with... Oh, Peter doesn't start off on a tune. But yeah, a tune up top. Looks like he's missed his energy trigger. That's pretty big. I mean, I'm almost certain that he has Bristling Hydras in his deck. What else is in his deck? Aether Hub, so you know that matters. So you really don't want to be missing that trigger. I guess that was the classic. You know, oh, I'm shuffling, you go ahead, and then shuffle, 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 and you just put your deck down and you forget to get the energy. But you'll notice Peter's got a lot of dice beside him. I mean, I guess they both do. But Peter's pretty quick to, you know, not forget his energy triggers. Looks like he's toying with an Essence Scatter or an Abrade. He's thinking, well, do I want to kill this now while it's most vulnerable? Because he's tapped out, he can't, like, Blossom and Defense it. And I think I agree with that line of thinking, get rid of it straight away. Here's a Walking Blister for 1, much less impressive than the setup that it could have been. So Rogue Refiner, Peter's going to get 2 energy, draw a card. Just a great card. Teamer Energy, great deck. Ooh, a little bit chilly. So he's going to shoot him for 1. Oh yeah, to Fatal Push, right, that kind of makes sense. Not that the 3/2's amazingly impressive, but look, if a Fatal Push is burning a hole in your hand, get rid of it. Ooh, I think this... Okay, just a tune. Again, he misses the energy trigger. That's unfortunate. You really don't be missing those. Looks like Peter is going to play just a regular island, because I think he wants a double spell this turn. Longtusk Cub. He wants to hold up Essence Scatter. And I was actually pretty smart by him, because if he had played, you know, what's it call it? Sparbluff Canal would have came in tapped. He would have played a Longtusk Cub, and then potentially this deck could resolve. You know, I don't know, like maybe a Scarab God or a Bristling Hydra. So you really want to counter that. And well, did you see that hand reach? That was the fastest hand in the West right there. Just boom, Essence Scatter. Oh, he's got the old artwork as well. I'm not gonna lie, for the new artwork. What of it? What of it? And now, you know, he's reading. He need to draw a Fatal Push because these Longtusk Cubs, man, they just get out of control. It just seems unfair. Get in for 2, get some energy. He already had 2 energy, so before blocks he's gonna go spend 2 energy. I'm gonna say 2 energy a lot. Goes down to 1 energy. Goes back up to 4 energy. Whirl of Virtuoso can make 1/1 flyers for 3 energy at instant speed. Pretty great card. So I believe at this point he remembers that he missed 2 attune triggers, and Peter, being nice enough, will let him get those. But I wonder if, you know, it was a super close game and the energy mattered, would you let them? You see, that's, for my 2 cents on the matter, is, you know, if it's a brand new player at FNM, sure, I'm going to let you away with missing as many things as possible, right? But, you know, the above player here, again, like, I know him, I know the guy, but I just can't remember his name right now. He's quite good, he's up and coming, look, he's got Sultai Energy there, he's got Hostage Taker, he's got Scarab God, he's got Bristling Hydras in his deck. The deck is competitive, right? So if you're trying to play at a competitive level, maybe you should just be like, okay, I missed my trigger and I'll never forget again because, you know, it's... Well, that was a nice play to push there, by the way. Oh, sorry, and he played a Chandra. But yeah, just, what I play is, if I miss something, I miss it. And if you miss something and you ask me for it, I'm not going to let you away with it because I wouldn't ask for it myself. Because I want to be held to a high standard. That's just me personally. Plays a Glint Sleeve Siphoner. And again, but, you know, that's my personal opinion on it. You know, it is FNM. There's different opinions out there. It's pretty decently casual. Even more so made by the fact that, what was it? Oh yeah, Standard Showdown's worth like more Planeswalker points now, so it's kind of, your competitive nature is kind of shifted to the Saturdays or Standard Showdown. or whatever day the Standard Showdown's run. What happens here? He has played Chandra, plus played a Rogue Refiner. No, he hasn't plussed yet. Here's the plus. He's going to add 2 red mana to use Harness Lightning, basically gain 2 energy, kill your guy. Harness Lightning is a great spell. And he's going to attack for 4, I believe, as well. And looks like he's going to attune as well. I think he could have tapped his mana a little bit better. As you see, he has the 3 lands in a row tapped there. You know, he could have swapped the Botanical Sanctum for the Aether Hub, and then he wouldn't have had to spend an energy there. Again, super minor detail. It's not going to matter in this game. He's super far ahead. I can't remember if the opponent does come back, but I don't think they do. But who knows? They could potentially with an 8/8 Gearhulk. That's a good start. I can't remember, but you know, missing energy triggers and stuff like this. It seems minimalistic, but you know, you miss enough triggers, and your opponent doesn't miss enough triggers, he's going to win a slightly higher percentage of the time than you. So Peter's got a little bit of an issue here. Looks like he's going to minus on the... Okay, this must mean... Oh no. Yeah, this is unfortunate. Yep. That is a lot of damage. 2, 4, 7... Okay, so he scoops them up. I write the 0 because I don't know why. I enjoy writing the 0. That's just me. Reset it to 20, and let me just... You'll see the mouse down there. I'm skipping. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of mulliganings happening. I think the top player had to mulligan in like almost every single game. There's a 6, so is that a 6 or a 7? I can't remember. Yeah, I'm the worst commentator. What's up? Yeah, I need a co-commentator. But, you know, one of them's sick and one of them's having some issues, some family issues, so, you know, it's fair, it's fair. Mountain turn 1, looks like holding up Fatal Push. Peter playing a tap land first, because he wants to play Spiral of Canal on turn 2. Looks like the top player could have played Walking Ballista there. I can't quite see his hand. He's got Bristling Hydra. I'm not too sure if that's a snake Winding Constrictor, that is. He's got a negate there. That's interesting. That must be sideboard. Must have a tough time to deal with Planeswalkers, so I guess that's... My assumption is he brought it in for Chandra. He'll play a Rogue Refiner here, which is pretty sweet. Gets 2 energy, draws a card. Peter's going to end step Harness Lightning and get an energy on the leftover. And he draws here. Let's see. I think he's short on land. I think he needs a land here. He does have a land. That's a pretty good mana base right there. And Champion of Wits. This is interesting. Draws 2. It's a Forest and a Botanical Sanctum. Unfortunately, we can't see the rest of his hand. Discards the Botanical Sanctum. It's going to come in tapped the next turn, so it's not the best. Especially if he wants to play like a Chandra or a Bristling Hydra. Or 2 Servants of the Conduits. Discards the Hazoret. Hazoret seems an odd one in Teamer because, you know, usually you're going to be drawing a lot of cards. Like Rogue Refiner is kind of an anti-combo with Hazoret. Even Champion of Wits Eternalize is an anti-combo with that. Let me see. Attune's an anti-combo with it because you can't get rid of the land sometimes. Like if you have a land and attune and then you attune, you only can play 1 land. But I guess then you still can play, but if you had 3 lands, I don't know. I mean, Hazoret's a great card, so it can't be that bad. But I think the reason he played it there was because, okay, I'm behind on land. I can't really play her and attack with her. She's going to sit there for quite a while, so I'm just going to get rid of her, so I like that choice. I also like the top player's choice to play a Bristling Hydra. That seems like a really good play. Unfortunately, he only has 5 energy. Much safer at 6 energy. Although it is pretty safe already. Peter plays a Chandra. Looks like he's going to plus here, I presume, for... I was thinking about it. I guess that's better to think about it than not think about it, you know. Even if it's an easy decision, you might as well take a little bit extra time. I'm pretty sure he's just going to dome him for 2. Let's see what he gets. I can't remember. Sheltered Thicket, so a tap land. I don't think he wanted that anyway. Wouldn't have been the worst. He could have cycled it away, but, you know. Not the best. Goddamn shaky camera. we'll get some high quality cameras eventually. And I think he played an Aether Hub there, he went up 1 energy, so, you know, those energy triggers really, really, really do matter, because, I mean, now he has 2 protections of his Bristling Hydra. With Hexproof, for a turn, that is. It's Tree Body here, Rishkar Renegade Prime, I think that's his name, which is pretty sweet. Gives the Bristling Hydra a counter, without having to waste any Hexproof. Ooh, I just heard a firework out there. As long as it's not too close. He's having a bit of a think here. For me, I would definitely attack the Chandra. Walking Ballista. Oh, this is even better. So, getting rid of the Champion of Wits and the Chandra in one fell swoop. A little bit of hesitation there. I'm going to blame that on the camera. I would have slam dunked that. Maybe people like to think I'm like, Chandra, you're gone. Okay, Peter is pretty far behind this game. He can come back though. Potentially. I'm trying to think of what cards could get him out of this. Scarab gotta be nice. An Eternalized Champion Wits would be good. Maybe like multiple removal spells on his... this is a good start. Sky Sovereign ship, or flagship. Got rid of his Renegade Pima Renegade? Rishkar Renegade Prime, that's it. Another Aether Hub. Adding to the stockpile of energy. Swings for 5. And if you have a Bristling Hydra out, you never want to just pump it for damage unless it's kind of the lethal kill. And even then, if they have cards in hand and untap mana, you just don't want to do it, because then on the stack they can maybe kill it. Peter leads with an Attune here. I think he has double blue, double red, double green, so it's basically, you know, a gimme or whatever he wants to get. It looks like he's playing the non-Scarab God version, so he's not going to get a swamp. Or if he is playing a Scarab God version, they don't play any swamps because he didn't get the swamp here. So, I presume he has a lot of red... Oh, excuse me. He has a lot of red spells. So, that's why I opted for triple red. Again, I don't think it makes much of a difference. It would have made a difference if he didn't have double of everything. But yeah, the Bristling Hydra resolved. Pretty tricky to deal with. What do we got? 3 mana and an energy. Rogue Refiner. That's what it always is. I mean, it's never Whirler. So Peter's in response gonna try and harness lightning the Bristling Hydra with, I think, 2 more cards in hand. So he's gonna give it Hexproof. Peter's gonna, in response, try and abrade it, which yeah, I'm not sure. I'm a little bit confused. I think that was a bit of desperation on Peter's part. I mean, he's very far behind. He has to try something. But I believe it already had a counter on it from Rishkar Renegade Prime, so it would have 4 toughness. So giving it Hexproof for the first activation makes sense. But then when he goes in response Abrade, Abrade only does 3 damage, and he only had 1 green mana left, so that means he can't follow it up with a 3rd spell. So you can go, yeah, the Abrade resolves. Then on the stack, I'll get a +1/+1 counter and Hexproof, and then the Harness Lightning won't resolve. And also, you would keep the negate in hand, because if he has a Chandra next turn, I don't know, maybe, or even a Doomfall left field, I have no idea what could have gotten the Bristling Hydra there, but you want to save the negate in your hand. But it was one of those decisions where you're so far ahead that it doesn't make too much of a difference, but in the times that it does make a difference, you know. Oh, and I actually missed a whole turn there. So Peter drew a Magma Spray, and he Magma Sprayed the 3/2. So personally, I would have... he had 7 mana the previous turn. I'm almost certain of it. I'm 99% sure because I saw it in the preview when I was putting the life totals up. So what he should have done, allegedly, was Eternalize the previous turn, crew the Sky Ship, and attack with the Sky Ship, killing the 3/2, and then this turn he would have had untapped, plus whatever cards he has in hand, plus the Magma Spray, and he actually might have been able to deal with the Scarab God. So that's a little bit of a sequencing error there. Now, in saying that, I don't think he could have... I mean, let me see, so he attacks... yeah. He could have a chump blocker. He could have came back at that game. Because what would have happened was he would have had the 4/4, crewed, killed 3/2, take the same amount of damage he would have been on 3, would have untapped. He would have played Scarab God. You presumably attack, use a Magma Spray to finish the guy off and make him exile forever. And then maybe you drew a Whirl of Virtuoso and you ride that to victory with a lot of energy. And a lot of chump blockers for the Bristling Hydra. And then maybe you draw your own Bristling Hydra or something to contend with it. So potentially a misplay there. But, you know, in that mindset I would have been pretty frustrated as well. I mean, I just used 2 burn spells on a Bristling Hydra. They did nothing. And he's got a massive Bristling Hydra there, so, you know. Looks like Peter's taking a mulligan here, but the Teamer deck mulligans pretty well due to Attune with Aether, because you can keep a 1-lander pretty easily. This isn't a 1-lander. This looks like... Oh, it is a 1-lander. Is it? Looks like he's going to get a land here. He had Chandra, Whirler, Virtuoso, or not Whirler, Rogue Refiner in hand. Something else. I might have got a Mountain if I was him. Turns on all your kill spells like a Braid and Harness Lightning and... yeah, you already have green? I don't know. But we'll take a look at his hand again and see what happens. And then up top, he is also attuned. I believe it's... I would assume it's an island, but I could be wrong. Could be a Swamper Forest. It's not the worst. So he's passing turn. Confiscation Coup, Aether Hub. Yeah, I might have got a red there. But yeah, especially with Chandra, because if you don't draw another red, like in the natural course of the game, you might just not be able to play Chandra. Whereas if you turn 1 to tune for a red, you know, you're almost guaranteed to play her just because you have the Aether Hub in hand. And sure, you're going to have to use the Aether Hub because you're minus a green source to, you know, originally he didn't have that forest in hand. He drew it to play your Rogue Refiner. Like this way he'd get 5 energy, but, you know, it doesn't really matter because the Rogue Refiner would have replenished the energy that you used to create blue or green. Whereas this way now he's short a red for Chandra next turn, which is unfortunate. Although still a decent position, and you know, I don't play Teamer Energy, so maybe he had a different reasoning for getting the green than I had there. Like maybe he cared more about Bristling Hydra because it's better in the mirror, I guess, because Hostage Taker just is weaker. But, you know, Peter is Peter, and he just drew an Aether Hub easy games and is going to slam a Chandra here, I'm pretty sure. Now, what he could do here is he could minus targeting the Winding Constrictor, but he smartly pluses to use a Braid, actually, because it was playing around Blossom Defense, because then if he had Blossom Defense, if he had minused, you know, his Chandra would have died next turn, but this way, if he has Blossom Defense, his Chandra lives next turn, because he doesn't have enough damage to push through for the Chandra, so... Very smart player by there. Yeah. Play by Peter. Pretty funny little thumbs up as well. It's like, oh yeah, you're plussing? Oh, go ahead. Oh no, you're playing in a Braid. Here's Bristling Hydra. Can he ride it to victory? I recall this game being somewhat close. I can't remember. So, oh yeah, apologies about the life total. Peter swung in with 3-2, and I forgot to update that for ages. I'm pretty sure after this one I was pretty keen on it because I didn't want to make any more mistakes on the life total. Again, first time doing the life total, so go easy on me. I got better and better with time, I presume. Peter's milling over decision. He can't really Confiscation Coup, so I mean, he's only 2 plays just to play those 2 creatures, so... I guess he wanted to sequence them, but he doesn't have any... His opponent doesn't have any lands up, so it doesn't really make a difference. Oh, this was the error he was telling me about, so... He's a bit frustrated here because he can't play this. And the error was basically, if he's always going to plus Chandra, he might as well do it first because there's a risk that he draws a Glorybringer, you know, potentially a Scarab God. I don't know if that's in his deck, but you get the idea. A Scarab God or like a Sky Ship, something that you need the extra mana to play. So he should have plussed first there. Again, I wouldn't say a massive error. It's a pretty minor one because, you know, if it was a small creature, then it doesn't really get punished. If it's a land, it doesn't get punished at all. If it's a kill spell, it doesn't get punished. But it's something he thought about and he knew about, so... So looks like he fatal pushed the Servant of the Conduit. For my money, if you're always going to attack the Chandra here, which I presume he is, because Chandra, and if she ultimates, you're going to lose. I'd probably attack first, see what he blocks like, and then you have the fatal push to kind of screw up the blocks. But I think Peter's just going to play it super safe here and make a Thopter, which he has great tokens for, the best tokens, just going to say. It's little Pokemon cards of like Spearow and Fearow, and like, don't judge me for my Pokemon names, but I don't know them, so I think it was a Spearow. And he pluses first there, smartly so. He takes 2 burn damage. I think he makes a big misplay here. Yeah. He passes turn. Now, I get why he did it. It's kind of like a focus thing. For me, I make this mistake all the time where I'm focusing on Chandra. Okay, I want Chandra to ultimate. That's going to win me the game. But you're forgetting that, you know, you have... the reason he didn't attack there, he wants a lot of blockers, right? But he could have attacked for... how much damage was it? 5 damage? He would have been on 8. He would have still had a Servant of the Conduit, plus 2 blockers in the form of Thopters for Whirler Virtuoso. Now, obviously, he's going to steal it with a Hostage Taker here, and in response, Peter's going to make two tokens. There's the other token there. That's a new Pokemon. I don't know the name of it, but it's still a great token. So he really should be on 8 life here. And again, I think this was a rules query. Yeah, Peter actually, I think, comes over to me and he asks, because he has Confiscation Coup in his hand, so he's planning on stealing it, and then he's wondering, can I cast my own card underneath a stolen Hostage Taker? And I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, back to the decision to not attack. I get it because you're trying to protect your Chandra, but his deck plays no hasters. You know this. Even if he end steps kills your Whirler Virtuoso, you still can make the 2 1/1s. Then he has to have 2 kill spells in hand, 2 more Fatal Push. It's pretty unlikely. I think he just attack for the extra damage and just speed up the game. But, you know, maybe that's me being a little bit too aggressive, so... And yeah, he's just playing super safe here. He's like, but that's the problem. Like, he was always going to chump it, right? So get in for more damage. That's, you know. It's these small things, but they still add up. And then, like, let's say, you know, I'm pretty sure the top player's deck does not play it because we haven't seen one in all 3 games, but Vraska's Contempt. So let's say he Vraska Contempt your Chandra, then you're like, oh man, my win plan's gone now, but, you know, then you missed out on... whoa, that's a giant spider on my bed. That is absolutely massive. I wish I could kind of show you guys, but it's... I'm a little scared. No, I'm not. I'm not scared of spiders, but it is crazy big. I think we're near the end of the video, by the way. Because he did just Ultimate Chandra. I think he tried to give it to him, and he's like, oh. So, Confiscation Coup, he's going to steal your Hostage Taker. Hold on, hold it. 5 damage to you. I think it's 5 damage to him. Takes the damage. Right, can't really counter it. But yeah, moral of the story, get in for damage. That's the moral of the story. Most of the time. You know, just work it out. Pretty sure he goes pretty low here. Maybe, yeah, 2. Sounds about right. Peter's on 20. This game is almost done. He'd have to have something crazy here. I mean, even then, I mean, he's the Chandra album. It's 1 spell and you're dead, so you basically can't win. But, you know, you play your cards. It's just FNM. No one's going to give out to you for playing an extra 2 minutes or whatever. Remembers the triggers. Think, think, think. I'm dead on board, dead on board, dead on board. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. And enjoy the